be the MC for this energized group. The OA will open us in flag ceremony.
Will the audience please rise? Attention. Color guard, forward march. Ready, halt. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Hand salute. Post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. About face. Color guard, forward march. Ready, halt. About face. Audience at ease.
Thank you very much. Well, if you're here for the first time, we do opening announcements and then breakouts, and the OA is doing their breakout in cafeteria. First up, Mike.
Hi.
Bolts.
Yay! I have 3 things today. One of them is my very favorite. I don't get a chance to do this very often, but it is something I always enjoy, and I always like to get back and say thank you. There is a gentleman in our midst here, a scouter, a volunteer, who has gone above and beyond the call of duty in their service to units. This person serves as a unit commissioner, among many other things. And I put them in for an award a couple of years ago, and it finally came through. Butch, would you please come up here and get your long-awaited? For his service to, among other things, Act 207 has been awarded, not earned, awarded the Commissioner's Award of Excellence in Unit Service. Butch, thank you. Thank you for everything. For those of you who don't know, that takes 2 years to earn, and it is a very specific set of things you have to do to help a unit essentially survive, solve a major problem. But the award nomination's in there. So if anybody wants to be a unit commissioner and want to know how to get that, not just ask Butch to show you the nomination form. It's right there.
And to be fair, being a commissioner is fun. You get to meet new people, you get to help them and serve them. It's scouting.
It is.
So,
It's
yeah.
the best part of scouting.
Mhm.
I mean, right next to working with Jim. Second thing, because Daryl can't be here today, everybody should get trained. And one of the best ways to get training, I'm gonna jump on this, Jesse, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Is University of Scouting coming up on Saturday, November 2nd. It is awesome. Registration's up right now. There are probably on the order of like 70 to 80 different classes you can take. It is fantastic. Janelle, are you teaching this year?
I am.
Yay, Janelle's teaching. What's she teaching?
I am.
Who else is teaching? John's teaching, Gary's teaching.
I recommend people sign up as soon as possible because many of the classes are starting to fill up.
Yes.
So
Some
if
of
you
the
want to
best.
attend things that you enjoy,
Yes.
sign up now.
Now, Butch, do you wanna give away what it is that you're doing?
I am teaching about how to use escape rooms in scouting.
How cool is that?
Awesome
And
class.
this is the
That is
3rd year doing it,
awesome.
right?
I think it
Is
is.
it 3rd or 4th?
I think it's the 3rd year.
And the year that we did virtual, we had a virtual.
There was a
escape room.
virtual escape
And
room.
that was awesome. It was so cool. So I encourage everybody to go sign up. There is a link in the newsletter that you received on Monday evening, down towards the bottom. It is an awesome day of scouting. I am sad that I will not be able to be this year. This is my first time in like 9 years. I haven't been able to be a part of it. So
Can we take a cardboard cutout of you with a picture on?
you may. I highly encourage it, and make sure Jennifer Hahn signs it. Okay, that was number 2. Get yourself trained. Also, that's going to tail into my next point. What used to be called recharter or charter renewal, deep breath, everyone, is being rebranded by National Council. They're calling it renewal. No.
Wait, do it again,
No,
do it again.
Renewal.
Ooh.
There you go. Hold
Ah.
on, I'll get to questions in a second. Unless it's a comment that's funny.
No, it's a question.
Okay, we'll get to it in a second, then I cover it, okay? So, I've been preaching to the choir on this for a few months. Remember that individual membership with BSA National has been separated as a process from your unit continuing and chartering, right? Everybody nod their heads. You've heard this from me before, thank you. Okay, so first and foremost, know that people will start expiring in their registration for BSA National. There are easy ways to check that as a unit key 3, go into my.scouting.org, check your unit roster. On the far right is a column, there's a date. Look for dates that are in this calendar year, because that means they're expiring. When a person, whether it's a youth or an adult, gets to that date, they are now expired. Technically, they're no longer a member of your unit. Now, under the hood, they've got 59 days to get their stuff paid. And you won't have to do new paperwork. Right? Yeah. After that 59 days is 60 days, that's new paperwork time frame. Okay, was that about your question was about?
No,
Okay,
but it's close.
okay,
For people like me, a couple others that are multi-enrolled. Like,
Yes.
for example, my Sea Scouts expiration is coming up before my troop. But yet I have more seniority, more time in the troop,
okay.
but I joined Sea Scouts after I became a scoutmaster
Yes.
of this group.
So that is a good point.
Which one do I follow?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, because I've noticed with a lot of people who have district level positions and different unit level positions, your expiration date can be different. I don't know the answer. We're gonna have to work with Sherry to figure that out. What one is your primary? Because the notion of a primary kind of still exists, but it kind of doesn't. And it's weird. So we'll know more. If you get an email as a key 3 that says somebody in your unit is expiring, please take that seriously. Please make sure that they're following up whether your unit is paying for them or they're paying for themselves in the back.
So, once that they're in that 59 days,
Yes.
can adults come on campouts? Because they're not, it says scout technically registered, and they're not supposed to attend, right?
That is a great question. I don't know the answer to that. Somebody take notes for me. That's a great question for me to ask my superior. Because technically they're not registered at this point. Right.
What about units that pay for the memberships of their
Right.
people? Can the unit just pay for those? Or
Yes.
do we have to reimburse every
Okay.
single?
Oh, there is a mechanism that your key 3 can put in the my.scouting.org. I believe it's in the organization manager tool that sets a default payment. I believe you can set whether you pay for each individual person or everybody. So let's say your troop doesn't want to pay for you, Ray, because I don't know, you're a slacker. They can turn that off. And then all of a sudden Ray starts helping a lot. Oh, we better pay for the Ray. They put the slider back on. I believe that's possible
Okay.
on an individual basis. I have not seen that. I don't know how it works. And that is still, shall we call it in beta? I believe, but it should be there. Okay. In approaching unit renewal, most important thing over the past since I've been involved in this council, it's always been December 31st. We got to get our stuff in before the end of the calendar year. That has been pushed back by 3 months exactly. It is now March 31st. Council commissioner, basically with the key 3 upstairs above me, had nothing to do with me, that said, well, I'm tired of doing this during the holidays. I get it. So your unit doesn't expire till March 31st. What can you do between here and that point in time? Over the next couple of months, watch your roster for people falling off and expiring. Check YPT for every single adult volunteer in your troop. When are they expiring? Harass them to get it done. The sooner they get it done, the better, because you do not want somebody expiring in their YPT on March 28th. It's gonna ruin your day.
Maybe you cover this, but
Go
so
ahead.
if we've got somebody who's showing this in 2 different units,
Yes.
and they're saying, are they expiring? Does the latter one count? Does the first one count?
I don't know the answer. I'm also very confused.
Send your notes.
It's in my notes.
Could it be?
Oh, you're taking my, Jeff's taking notes for you.
Does he-
Good Jeff being.
Scribe.
There, I believe there is still a notion of a expiration date with national. And there's also an expiration date in each individual position. So as an example, a merit badge counselor position will expire, I believe, still in July, the end of July. But if you're primaried with your ship, as an example, which I believe you are,
Yep.
then it's going to expire, as I understand it, because you've been with your ship for so long at the same date that is. Here's the fun and exciting thing that I was told that is a little bit behind the curtains. I'm sorry, I'm taking up a lot of time. When they moved unit renewal to March 31st, National swore up and down in a stack of scout handbooks that individual expiration date was going to stay on December 31st. And then me and Gordon and Jeff and everybody were gonna be, basically, we've been here for a long time, we're still gonna be December 31st. Guess what? Some of those got pushed to March 31st. What I'm told is, yeah, you got 3 free months. Isn't that interesting? It wasn't supposed to happen, but it happened. So there's that. Keep an eye on that column. It's on the far right column of the my.scouting.org roster tool in your unit roster. John.
So I know what my committee's gonna ask,
Okay,
which is, we're gonna have individuals pay for their own,
okay.
right? What will the troop have to pay
Thank
for the
you.
renewal come March
This
31st?
is a great question I got from Spencer earlier in the week. Last year, if I recall correctly, the fee in your charter renewal to pay for your unit back to through ship, I don't care, to continue was, I believe, $100. Is that right? Anybody? Does that sound right? I believe that's the same. So when you push the green button, let's fast forward to March 28th, and John's in charge of recharter, heaven forbid, right, John? And he gets into my.scouting, it's gonna be in your organization manager, there's gonna be a button that says, I have reviewed the roster, it is correct. Push the green button to renew and pay $100. You're done. That's my understanding. Best case scenario for how it's supposed to work. We'll talk more about that in the future months. Right now, I want our T3 to really be thinking about checking your roster, checking your YPT.
Because we went to individual registration in August of last year.
Correct.
So we're probably in, or maybe have lost an expiration.
I've already had scouters have to renew, say registered after that date, renew on their own.
Please do not ignore the emails from National. Please don't put bite me as your email address and not check it or something like that. I'm not gonna call anybody out on that one. Or some spam email that you never check for your primary BSA email. Please check your email. Questions? I think that's it for me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Back to you, Gordon.
So I want to call out Jeff Darlene, he's our district committee chair. Can you tell us 5, 6, or 12 things that the committee, the district committee does that we may not know about?
Oh, how about some good, easy ones here? Jay? Raise your hand. What are you in charge of this year?
Webelos Woods.
Awesome. Everybody, can we say thank you to Jay? Jay's second year of doing this. Jim, what are you doing?
Camporee.
And which year will this be in the
Year
script?
3.
Year 3 for him. Yeah. Anyways, we have to say thank you and maybe kind of goodbye to Joan.
No one announced it yet.
Well, I'm announcing it right
I
now.
know.
Joan has been our advancement chair. And Joan has been promoted, stolen, however you want to categorize it. She's going from district council, but being the great chair of a group that she is, she already got a replacement, so our new advancement is.
The email address is the same.
That's right, that was awesome. Email didn't change, just Gary's gonna answer. Okay, who else do we got in here? Mike's?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'm trying to see if there's any other, see, this is part of the problem. I don't have enough people on committee because no camp for all chair. And I'm not doing a great job subbing for our camp for all chair. We still have money we're trying to get. So that's one of the things, right? Somebody that coordinates those camp for all things. District leadership. Josh, I think Josh best described it. Josh Steinhurst has been our membership chair. But the rapids of life have tipped over his canoe. And he needs to go into life sustaining mode, which is required him to step away from membership. So we have an opening in membership, right? Somebody that you don't have to recruit everybody with scouting, but it is working with the units to help them with membership, to help them with, we get leads in every day. I get pop-up emails about leads every day. And Josh is looking at some, Jess is trying to, I'm trying to get in there to look at some. So these are things that the committee is doing all the time. We meet once a month. We talk about what's challenging and what's working and just whatever it takes to do district level events. I've got a new person. She's not here tonight. Christine Bruce signed up to take on another event. We are going to do a Webelos Fun Day. And I think the first one will be this spring, date to be determined. But she's going to do that event with the idea of us maybe. Guys, remember when we used to take Cubs to a day camp? We're gonna try to get back to that. So that's what Christine's saying. So that's just a handful of the things that the committee does.
Thank you very much. I wanted to point out the background stuff that the district committee does. It may be visible or may not be.
Court of honor, we all the committee chairs got together and we put on the court of honor for the entire council.
Okay, next up. Our favorite district executive, Jessica.
Try and keep it short and sweet. As always, we are putting a focus on recruitment. Recruitment will always be a focus every single month of the year. For the month of September, Pacific Trail led the council in recruiting. We new scouts out of every district, and we recruited more scouts last month than we did last September. The month of October, we're currently third, but we still have well over half the month left. I think we can win again. October of last year, we did lead the council. So I expect us to just do that again. From looking at the numbers, on average, each unit that does some type of event, whether that's a join night or inviting the public to a meeting or anything like that, about on average, for packs, it's about 5 to 7 Cubs they're bringing in, and for the troop level, it's about 3 new scouts each time they do a recruiting event. It is not too late to keep doing recruiting, especially with Halloween at the end of this month. I have quite a few units doing trunk or treats. If you need help advertising your event, if you need help ordering flyers or anything for that, please let me know. I would love to help you with that. And yeah, if there's, don't feel like you're gonna ask for too much. There is no task that's gonna be too great for me. Unless you're asking me to be the president or something. Let's see, scouting. To give an update on popcorn, we are currently second place in popcorn sales. River's Edge is beating us just a little bit. We have, as a district, over $80,000 in sales, and little less than half of that is from Troop 162. So I wanted to get.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, it's in 162 primarily.
And yeah, that's it. If you have any events coming up, if you have any pictures from your events, please send them my way. I love to hear about how y'all are doing. If you just want to give me a phone call of just, hey, we actually had 2 new kids just randomly join our meeting. I would love just a 5-minute phone call. Just let me know how you're doing. Any excuse you get to talk to me, I will take it. So
Jess, how many youth do we currently have registered then in this district?
this district,
Pop quiz. Pop quiz.
Oh gosh, in between 15 and 1600, I believe.
Okay, so the reason I asked you that is 15 to 1600 youth registered. Anybody want to guess how many youth are available in Washington County for us to register? Between 100 and 150,000 youth are the right age to be in a scout program in Washington County alone. So we are servicing 1%. So it's a target-rich environment for youth to invite to the program. Every youth should have.
When you recruit, go deep.
Mhm.
Don't go broad, go deep into your school and try to get density, right?
Mhm.
So we're really encouraging folks to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of good advice from national too. Whenever they're doing studies or research into just why there's been a decline of just membership, the biggest feedback they've gotten from people is that they're simply just not getting asked. There's still unfortunately a problem of people realizing the scouting is still alive and very well. So just getting yourself out there, inviting people, being open, being friendly, those are all the key things. I'm sure you've all heard that, but if y'all want any advice, I would love to go out, run a table, try and be enthusiastic, try and coach where I can, just let me be a tool for y'all.
And super important, even before that. Make sure the phone number and the email goes to somebody on your Via Scout.
On your pin.
How many open right now? Do we have 30?
Oh my gosh, last week we had upwards of 40, I think.
40 open requests from families looking for units.
Yeah.
Unanswered by the units they're poking in Via Scout. Make sure your email and the phone number goes somewhere that will get answered.
Let me follow up on that really quick. When you get an application, youth applications can be approved by unit leaders, right? It's youth. Scoutmaster could say, yes, that's awesome. When you get an adult application, that must be approved by your chartered organization representative or a delegate. If your chartered organization representative cannot find the power button on a computer, make sure they assign a delegate. It is, how many do we have just this week that expired? 4, 5, 6?
Oh, yeah.
And I used to be able to reassign those to units. I can't do that anymore. They took that privilege away from me. I have to go to Sherry. Please reassign these. Make sure your COR is able and knows. And Butch is chuckling because he knows what this is all about. And you're one of the better ones that clicks the yes button. Right?
I have done that on occasion.
It happens. But we have others that seriously don't know which end of the laptop to hold. So if that's where you're at, please help them find a delegate.
Yeah,
That's all.
Always be recruiting, and that is
Yeah.
the single most important thing. We have 40 applicants
Yeah.
that are looking for homes that are not being answered because the email and the phone number don't go to somebody real. You take anything away tonight, and we can nip that part of it.
Yeah.
And that's 40 now. That's on 4 or 5 expire every week
Yeah.
for lack of somebody to answer that email before it
If
goes.
they're interested, they want to be a part of this program.
They're looking to join a Packard troop or brewership. All you gotta do is have them answer it and they'll come. I have people that are just coming off our Facebook and joining our troop. They're brand new scout, never been a Cub, and they're walking into the troop because of our Facebook. So answer your leads, have it go to somebody who will actually answer an email, answer a phone.
And you could also set it up so that youth applications can be accepted immediately.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You have to add that.
Yeah,
extra
auto
step.
accept.
If you need help setting that up, let me know and I'll give you a tutorial on how to do that.
Jess, is
Thank
there
you very
a reason why
much.
that isn't that way for every unit, that's not just an auto accept?
I
If
think
you've got
it's,
that opportunity?
I think it's set up for some troops that want to be more exclusionary, like on crew, for instance, that's much more like they want to have like a hardened set of requirements, like you have to have camped this much to join our crew or something like that.
Boy, that
It's
doesn't
really
sound
outdated, but yeah.
I like your idea. We should make that the default.
Yeah.
The youth wants to join, they can be a part of the unit.
Oh, well, we've had a youth try to join PAC and they were actually joined the completely wrong school.
Oh,
So they were trying to go to a different school. We got it fixed and they ended up at the school that they meant to be at.
interesting.
So we did have that one.
Hopefully that doesn't happen very often.
Thanks for fixing.
All right. Who's here for the first time? Oh.
We have one.
Are you here for the first time? On this side of the room. I've been to a ton of chapters.
Oh, it's his first time as an adult. Oh, who is this young man?
You may look familiar. You're a 3rd generation legacy.
Yeah. Yeah, 3. I'm Jackson Armitage. Do you have a script for me or
Yeah, let Gordon run it, man.
how are you involved?
Oh, okay. I'm with Troop 874. I'll say my name again. I'm Jackson Armitage with Troop 874. Mike just got me signed on as a unit commissioner.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm also Camp Baldwin's program director, so
All right, yeah.
go to summer camp.
Giddy up.
No, no.
Oh,
You're not done.
I was in your shoes in December 1992. At Building 52 on the Tektronix campus. That building is no longer there. The concrete got turned into concrete dust. But I'm still involved here. Because I think Roundtable is so valuable to scout leaders. Hugely important. We can build our passions and get excited to get trained and so forth. So, everyone else knows what's coming up next. I'll just step back a little bit.
Wait, Gordon, does he get a pass or not?
So you're.
Okay, okay.
So here's one.
Pacific
Trail!
Pacific
Trail!
Pacific
Trail!
The best trail in the entire western, let alone this council. And you can kick this memorable badge. You can't get anywhere else.
You know, I just hold our breath to make sure you get that first.
Say what you're gonna say.
Specific versus.
I look forward to this every month. Now, the main event. We've got some planning to do, don't we?
I don't know if I'd call myself the main event.
That's why we're all here, Jay.
All right, thank you guys for coming tonight. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so as all of you guys know that next week is Webelos Woods. Thank you guys for the registration so far. We have about 429, so we jumped in the last week.
Nice.
So because of that, I'll be working this weekend at Fall Summit. I'm trying to get all the camping assignments in arranged. I already preliminary put some of you guys' units, but now I need to look at your final numbers. The only thing I did want to ask tonight is I had put out a call, but I didn't get anybody from the adventure crew. I did get the Sea Scouts, which I'm happy to have back this year, but I would love if we could have a small contingent of adventure crew members, even if I just put them on my staff.
Oh, well, veteran. We, 124 will have some venturing, but they will be up there.
Okay, so will they have like a small booth that they can talk about the adventuring program?
Yeah, you're an assistant scoutmaster, not me.
You mean advisor?
Said she might be, but she recently broke her up.
Okay, so Neil could probably speak a little bit to it. Like what I like to do is I like to bring up, even though this event is designed for the younger scouts, it's still a great opportunity because the other scouts will go to the other events, especially when they have a little downtime. And they love going to, especially the Monkey Bridge and some of the other events. So it's a great opportunity for the high adventure programs. That's why I also wanted to make sure, even though our main focus will be Webelos Woods, I would like to have proper representation. So I did invite the Sea Scouts back, and we are inviting adventure. I would like to at least have one unit. So 124, is the crew 124?
For 124, yeah.
Yeah, if they've come, I greatly appreciate it. I'd see know how many.
I'm pretty sure,
Got
No, I would appreciate that. The other thing is, right now, our number's about 420. I'm projecting maybe up to 450 max. I have it registered up to 500, but I need to order the food, so that's, I kind of need to know how many of the crew is going to be coming. So if you guys can get back to me on that email, that'd be great. Speaking of which, I am responding to all the emails that I get, but I am responding them to the order that I received them in, so please be patient. And if you guys have emailed to the main line, I go line by line on those. So, because I noticed like I had like 20 in one day that I had to respond to. I go from the first one, answer that one, go to the next one, and go down to the next. So then you guys start responding, then I put you back on the bottom list. So I will get to you, I promise. I'm spending a lot of work time and a lot of personal time trying to get through it. This weekend I will be, like I said, working on camping assignments because Camp Meriwether will have it. I don't have anything to do during the day at Fall Summit. I'm only going there because my daughter is one of the officers.
Okay.
So I'll have plenty of time. Yes, sir.
Crew 124 will have their president,
Do you guys have a present? Okay.
their president. Of
Oh, the
crew.
president? Okay.
Of the crew will be there.
Like, if you have any posters or banners, something that talks about your program, would be great too.
Okay.
And maybe an activity. And I need to know what that activity is. Speaking of which, I do not have everybody's activity list. I sent out an email about that. I do have some names on here that I can say that I do have, and if I don't have you, then, please get to me. Email me best so I can get it added to the master list. Let me go over that real quick. Stations. What I have is troop 162, ship 202 and 630, troop 870, troop 592, 5592, troop 170, which is the other district, troop 728, I'll talk about that in a second. Troop 225, troop 8, well, and 5225, troop 855, troop 605, troop 615, troop 124, and then of course my troop 201 and troop 520. If I haven't called your unit number,
You should have 339 and 5339. Because we.
I remember your email.
Pop quiz.
That's why I wanted to verify it. Okay, so what is your event?
5339 is doing Angry Birds.
That's right, remember that.
Yeah. 339 is doing something involving cars, the electric cars and motors and stuff. I don't.
Dumb stuff.
Dumb stuff.
STEM stuff. yes.
And you should have troop 419, you're doing Dutch oven.
Yeah, I got your email, I just haven't responded to it yet. Okay, I saw it. So like I said, so I'm responding to emails in the order I get them. Please keep them coming. Please be patient with me. I am getting to them as quick as I can. I had this plan for tonight's meeting, so I apologize. I haven't checked any of them in the last couple hours because I was trying to get ready for tonight's meeting. And plus taking everybody out here, a little bit of a drive. Yes,
So we have a number of Cub Scout volunteers. Most of them are online. I wonder if you could do like a 90-second. Here's what you can expect as a Cub Scout or a Cub Scout adult and why you should totally come to this event.
All right, that's a great question.
Thank you.
Thank you. So basically, this event's for you guys. We definitely want your Webelos and your Arab Lights coming because it's a great opportunity to have all the units in one area where you can just go and visit. Each unit will be offering different activities. So it's a different way of engaging with them. As far as adult leaders, you'll engage with the other adults. The scouts, you'll see the youth-led program where they will actually lead your Webelos and your Arab Lights through the program or whatever the activity that they have is. The other nice thing about it, it allows them to see the district as a whole. You know, because when you think about scouting, you only think about your unit. And then you look at, oh, well, I know this troop over here, but then again, there's also so many other units. And one of the things is when I used to live out here in Beaverton, with my son, with my daughter, and with my nephew, that's how I first got in this program. We were looking at what's going to be the best fit for the kids, right? Because there are several troops that I wanted to be a part of, and I ended up having to go with whatever decision they made, which was still a good decision, but you know, so that's the other thing, right? Your scouts will get a better idea. You as a parent, you'll be able to see, and the adult leaders, you'll be able to see, oh, well, this troop offers this, or this troop offers something different. Like 615, for example, goes camping every month. So if you're a camper and you want to do that, that's great. I mean, there are other units that do other kind of activities. There are some units like Troop 855, for example, does a lot of high adventure. So they always pick a high adventure thing to do. I mean, different units offer different things. I apologize. I don't know what all of your guys' units do, but I'm just saying they all have different advantages. They all have different things that they work on. And it's a great way and a great opportunity. So instead of having to drive out to 50 different locations, you can just walk 50 feet or how many feet it is to their station.
So what I hear you saying, Jay, is not only do we get to know a lot of the troops in our district and what our Cub Scouts might want to join, but we also get super excited about the next phase of scouting.
Yes, we do. One of the biggest things is our program is led by the Order of the Arrow, which is our National Honor Society. They have a great time with that program. We'll have a campfire program at night. It's a lot of fun. The kids have a great time. They enjoy it. They smile. It's just so much fun to see. It's like a summer camp just condensed into one night, right? If you have your all day activities, which you'll do, plus great food. That's the other thing. As adult as scouts and as Cub Scouts. You don't have to worry about any of the cooking. Plus, some of the activities also offer different cookings, like there's gonna be Dutch oven again this year. I'm not sure, I'm hoping that there's pizza. I really like that.
They're not here today to defend themselves.
No,
so,
I do have his name. I do
There you
have his
go.
phone number. We asked him. So yeah, those are the biggest things, right? It's like getting them excited, getting them ready. This is their event that we do, and then we try to bring them over to Camporee, hopefully in the new troops. And that's where Mr. Crawford comes in, and he'll do his program. He'll talk about that later. Yeah. For those who can't see, he's really.
Reeling them in. Thanks, Jay.
You're welcome. Does anybody have any questions about this?
What if we have dietary restrictions?
That's a great question.
Got it.
So I would, if you put it on the list, we should have it, but if you have concerns, if we haven't.
There's no place for it.
There
to
wasn't?
go on the list.
That's there was for registration on Black Pack.
Should have been for registration.
Was there? 'Cause we-
Should have been.
All right, in that case, please get me an email, because I will send that information to my cook.
Yes, please.
Which I think Rachel knows him.
Send that information to me as soon as possible. Preferably not the night before camp, before you come up. to camp. All right, because we'll take a calculated number of how many people that we think might be vegetarians, how many might be vegan, how many gluten-free allergies. We'll take a calculated number. We don't know the exact number. Could be issues with balancing of food. So, but I have been getting email requests about that, and I've been forwarding. So our chef this year is new, but he's not new to the Scouting program. His name is Joey Henson. He's been an active member of Troop 870. He has a plan. We've gone over it. I feel comfortable. He has a great team backing him up. And I have been forwarding all meal plan off. And I've actually experienced his food. It's actually really good. So, I'm happy about that too.
Really good at accommodating allergies too.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
get him in there, he'll do it.
Yeah.
Yes, get him in there. I will automatically forward you. I forward Jesse, I forward all the other adult leaders that need to be part of that chain. And then we get it out there.
Is there a way to contact everyone if there isn't a field for it, so they aren't surprised if they need to know?
I apologize. What was your
I'm just
question?
trying to figure out, is there a way to make sure that, I mean, Joey wanna know the special needs, like.
I include him in all the emails. When
I'm
you
just
guys
saying-
send that, I automatically add him. So that way he knows, and then he'll be keeping a spreadsheet of that.
I'm just wondering if there's like a last minute call for it, because if people start emailing you on Thursday and Friday, he's not gonna be able to shop.
No, he's not. That's what that's where the calculated numbers come in. If we have the majority of people do it ahead of time, they will know. And then we will forecast out, like, for example, right now I have 430. I am projecting after, even though registration's closed, I'll get a few phone calls. I already got a couple today. I am projecting about 450 people. And right now, we're, like I said, we're sitting at 430. So if you do have any last minute stragglers, we have to do those on a case by case basis. We're not gonna reopen registration. But if you have a lot, yes, sir.
Do you not know how many of them are at the Cub Scout level, how many are at DSA level?
They tell me when they contact me.
In terms of just for planning. Say like you're doing that driven, are you going to have 50 scouts come through, or are you going to have? 300
That's up
sit
to the
down?
individual units. That's why I'm also telling you what your projected number is. So you could potentially, if you want to know the Cub Scout numbers, I can give you that.
That's what I'm
too.
looking for.
Okay. Give me a second.
Trust me, there'll be a lot more than something that's coming through food.
Yes, there was-
That's true.
There are people too.
Yeah, Ray, we expect some real good Dutch oven meals
Check
here.
an ID.
you can try.
While you're doing that, there was a question online about if there's any shooting sports run by troops, or if that was,
I sent out a feeler on that.
Okay.
And I did not get anybody back from.
so nobody's jumped up at shooting
Nobody
sports yet.
jumped up, even though we've gotten feedback saying, hey, we want this.
Okay.
I don't have anybody. If anybody in your units are willing to have the BB range. Yes, sir.
The Angry Bird Station is the closest to shooting sports we'll have, it sounds like.
The feedback, this is from, if I remember right, PAX 726, right, Eva? They've got some AOLs that would like to finish up their, I think it's a shooting sports, badge, both BB and archery. If it's not possible, it's fine, I'm sure, but there is some desire there if they could like wrap
Yeah,
that
so
up.
I put that on the in-cap for the request to have it, but I have not got anybody for feedback. Or anybody willing to sign up, but the feedback last year was that you guys would like to have those arranged. The only problem I have is I don't have anybody willing to step up. I would
Yeah.
need somebody from the NRA certification team.
And then you had
so-
the USA archery thing too for the
and
archery
the
range.
archery one too.
So-
I would need people willing to step up, and if you guys are willing, I'm willing to.
So. In general, I'm with my troop, because I have to be with the troop by NRS certified, so if you wanted to have a short, like a, maybe afternoon only EV range. You know, I'm certified as professional instructor in RSO, so I can run it, but I need, as a scoutmaster, spend at least most of the time in the morning.
Yeah.
With my troop meeting the lead, you know, comes, not running the range.
Yeah,
So I'm willing to, maybe like an afternoon extra activity or something. So after most people have gone through, which where our station is.
so would you need an RSA as well, or?
I think
Takes two.
BBs, we need to double check. I think for BBs, you only need one person with certification. On the range. I would need somebody else responsible to be there with me, just
Yeah.
as a second pair of eyes from one of the other troops.
Cause I did have one of the packs in that be willing to assist, but I still need somebody who's
Yeah,
certified.
so I'm certified and I'm certified on the Meriwether range to run it.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is,
So we should talk after this meeting.
Yeah.
okay, so what I'm hearing is right now we don't have any ranges that are for sure gonna be open. But if somebody volunteers to do it, we can probably make that happen.
Yes,
And hopefully that'll happen.
I'd like to get that done as soon as possible. 'Cause I
Yes.
Need to get that,
Stuff reserved and all that.
all
Yeah.
that stuff reserved, but put it on the end cap. for the
Okay.
Inspection that I have to do.
Another question,
I have a question for her.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Technically, any needs a range.
Okay,
Shotgun.
not a problem, shotgun.
Um,
We will be doing, we will be shooting the shotgun.
I'm gonna quote this one, Jay. Will we get a quote? This is what you do when you get to camp, unquote, for us Cub Scouts.
That is a great question. I am currently working on that project as we speak.
In process. Thank you.
It is in the process, so in years past, it's always been available online. As an individual, you have to grab them and print them. This year, I'm just gonna make it easy. I'm just gonna streamline it and make it just one document. So
Okay, that's
what I
great.
recommend on that is, I will have that up and available on Monday. It'll be the Adult Leaders Program Guide. I would recommend if you are gonna print it out, don't print it until Thursday night. Because that's the last night I'm gonna make changes to the camping. So if you do see like one night that you might be in Chinook, you could be moved over to Brown Sea Island, for example. It all depends on the numbers, right? Because I gotta program the numbers. It's not just say, oh, well, there's 50 people, so I can just put all 50 you on this one site.
Right.
I also have to follow IP. So if I have adult females, if I have adult males, they gotta have their own separate areas. Same thing with the youth also have a 2-year age gap requirement. So if I have 3 girls that are all the same age, 2 of one and the other. 'Cause
Yeah.
Only a couple campsites have the Adirondacks and they're all going to Pacific Shores. So we are all doing the mini guys.
So everybody know we have a district joining us this year?
So we have a couple districts joining us.
Oh, do tell. Well,
I wasn't aware until I actually saw it. So River's Edge is also joining us. They're sending a unit.
a unit. Oh, we can blame Ray.
So we have.
He really wants to be part of our district,
We
right,
also
Ray?
have Spirit Lake because of Ship 630,
Yes.
which is also my unit that I'm a
Right.
part of.
Okay,
But they're gonna be working with Deja Vu.
okay.
It's also gonna be their Pacific Shores and Pacific Trail. Paperwork's kind of a little wonky because it also says we have Sunset Trail and it also says we have quality.
Well, that's not wrong.
We all know that those.
We're all living in the past.
You can go look at it.
That's weird.
You can go look at the roster. It says there are units in there that say still that there's quality and some that say that still Sunset Trail.
That's actually wild.
Oh.
Pull down the list, how do you?
Well, as the event administrator, I requested to have a master list. So I know how many people are coming, what areas, right? So then all the work to this side tells me what district you guys are part. Or what district you're assigned to. And then when I look at that, they're all over the place. But the ones I mainly
We'll make
noticed is Spirit Lake, River's Edge has one unit,
Mhm.
but it's mainly Pacific Shores and Pacific Trail. Well, honestly, it's mainly Pacific Trail because we are the biggest unit. Or as far as
District. Thank you. We'll make it work.
Yes, we will.
It's gonna be great.
So, because of that, I have made some changes. This goes to the Cub Scouts.
Mhm.
I will be moving the Cub Scouts away from the campsites and putting them into the staff cabins. And so that's gonna make it a little more challenging, but also rewarding, because, but also, I mentioned this last time and I want to mention it again. Both of the shower houses will be available, so if your unit is not staying in the staff cabins, this is pertaining to all the troops, ships and crews. Do not use the staff housing for showers or restrooms. Both of the shower houses will be open. I've already worked with Val on that, and we're gonna make sure they're open. We'll have them open. They may not be open when you first get there, but they will be open that night, Friday night. As soon as we can drive over there and lock them up. All right, I can, because we had an issue last year where people were walking in to the staff houses that were being occupied by other people. And that was an uncomfortable situation to have to deal with. Yeah, so please respect the zones, right? Each of the staff cabins will have a name about which units are going in there.
Mhm.
Also respect that too. If it's not your unit,
Mhm.
please go in there. And if you are an adult that needs to go into the kids, just remember the 2D leadership role. That's all I ask. Our policies on that are very strict, you know, as far as what we allow and what we don't allow. And I don't want to be having any conversations with Jeff and Mike and with you guys, right, or with your adult. So if you have parents that are coming, right, because I know that some of this goes mainly for the Cub Scouts. If you have parents, please let them know. If especially if it's their first time going, please let them know about YP and what the rules are. I know in the trips, we now require all of our adult leaders are gonna go on camping trips to be trained, but some of our Cub Scouts may not know that. If you do see Cub Scout parents, just remind them if you see something. Let's just err on the side of caution. We had a good year last year and then I know we'll have a great year this year too. Anybody else have any questions? Come on. Yeah,
Well, just a follow-up on that, could you recommend to the, because you don't have to register to take the youth protection training, could you recommend that each of the parents that are coming with Cub Scouts,
Yeah,
if they haven't taken it, but they've got over a week and it's just a couple hours?
that's a great point,
I think
actually.
that would be
Yeah.
Good.
yeah,
Practice
so
just
all you
so
have to do is go to scouting.org and it will prompt you there to go to My Scout and create a My Scouting account. And then just take the training. It is a great training. It's 3 modules, 90 minutes long. You can break it up into sections. You don't have to do it all in one day.
Mhm.
So all you have to do is complete the first module, then you can stop, or you can do all of them, which is what I usually do. Yes, sir.
I'm training. ILS being
Yes.
offered.
Yes.
Where did you sign up for? Did that see it
That
on
is
the
a great
registration?
question. We will be discussing that during the opening night and Saturday morning. You just show up,
Just show.
just show up.
Okay. Is
Oh,
there,
We were trying to get
is
it on
it
like,
covered by the fee?
what's that?
Is it covered by the fee? Because
Yes,
if you did it last weekend during Super Weekend, it was 17 bucks.
yes, it's covered by the fee. It's one of the things that we had built in. To the district, yours and my events are the two main ones that offers ILLS. I would like to get Blue, but that's been a challenge. I have more instructors that are IOLS certified than I do that are Blue. I'm hoping next year that I can get some Blue trainers in there.
Yeah.
For
Great to
that.
offer
So I do
both,
apologize.
actually.
We will not be offering Blue at this time.
Question from online. This is logistics with regard to Cub Scouts being in cabins. And I quote, how does the parent/kids separate sleeping work in that cabins, the staff cabins?
There'll be one cabin.
Okay.
And the scouts will be in
Okay,
another.
say that
Since
one
we're
more
all
time.
Within the same time.
Because I half interrupted you. Say it one more time for the people listening online.
All right, so I'll raise my voice a little.
Thank you.
Parents will be in one cabin, the scouts will be in the other,
And that's just gonna work.
and that's, it's gonna work. I
Okay.
mean, it's worked in years past. I've been in a Cub Scout leader 3 times. I mean, I've been to Cub World where parents are in one section and their cubs are in the other, and they had a blast. Yeah, you do have to deal with some homesickness. It does happen. But most of our scout leaders are pretty good about that. They've had experience. You know, I know, Mike, you've been a Cub Scout leader for many years. I've been a Cub Scout leader for years.
Yeah.
Even though now I moved on to the troop and ships, but I mean, it's out there. I would just suggest talking to them, getting them through it. Hopefully their parents are coming with it. If not, then we should have enough adult coverage.
I think the question was more logistics related of where am I going to be as the den leader slash cub master? And I'm bringing a small contingent of scouts. And what I'm hearing you say is you'll probably be close to each other, but in different
Yeah,
rooms.
correct.
Okay,
So for the
perfect.
Cub Scouts, there are 8 bunks.
Mhm.
To a room. And the Cubs, I'll probably end up putting 8 of them in there. And the adults, I'm gonna try to keep it 4 because I don't expect an adult to climb up to the bunk bunk. They are a little higher. It also depends on how many numbers we get though, because I just found out from Val that most 500s are unavailable. So I'll have some, but I'm gonna have to move them into the 300s as well.
Okay.
Last year we had 67 Cubs.
Mhm.
I need to take a look at the final numbers and find out, so getting those numbers down, that was also including the parents though, the 67.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't that big as we thought it was.
Okay.
Did you have a question or you just, okay. Yes,
Is outdoor school not going to be there then? Because we
outdoor
got-
school will be.
Got 67 Cubs plus parents and OA and other staff. Do you have that much staff housing?
Mhm.
Okay.
Last year, we didn't.
Seems like a lot.
So that was the thing last year, right, is
We had a few.
there were quite a few of them open last year, but yet the ones that the people found were the ones that were being occupied that had the signs on them that said this was an occupied unit, but they still went in there and used the bathroom. I'm not gonna mention names, but we know who, we know who.
Them all to it.
Okay. Somebody went into her cabin.
Yeah.
And just started using the shower.
That's rather uncomfortable.
It is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I thought it was somebody else coming back in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we're just want to make it clear. I don't know who it was. We didn't ever find out, but I just want to make that message very clear. Please
And I'm
do not. use
Pretty
the
sure your
shower.
room had a sign on it that said adult
It
female,
did, it had
It
our
did.
name on it.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
And the other thing was great is I had a bunch of stuff in the little area before you go into the bug space. There's a bunch of stuff all over the bench and they were like, that someone's here, but
Yeah, but there were a bunch of stuff that were not even used. Why didn't they just go in one of those? Yeah, so it was definitely an interesting experience because you weren't the only one, unfortunately.
I had heard that.
Yeah. But that's what, I'm gonna try my best this year. Another thing that's gonna be changing for the Cubs this year is the registration. When you guys leave, I will have a couple members of the program staff come out and check you guys out. Last year, we had some issues trying to get the Webelos leaders to come in and check out their units. So I'll have all those packets pre-made for you guys. And then once your area's been cleared out, you'll get your packet and you'll be able to leave. You won't not have to come back to the dining hall. The staff will be responsible for that and they'll just radio me saying, hey, pack 726 is one of them?
Yep.
Yeah, pack 726, checking out.
Cool.
Okay,
You look like you have a question.
so I do, in terms of a leader's guide. It said Thursday, which is the night before we're supposed to arrive.
I said that's when it's gonna be finalized.
Where
It'll
can
be
I,
ready on Monday.
where can I find it? Because it's
I will
not
send
on
out
the
a link.
registration page.
Oh, you can find it because you're in the district.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Not
where,
that secret.
I'll tell
It's
you
a
where to find
secret,
it.
but okay.
I'll tell you where to find it later, but it will be available with the link on Monday. Or maybe even this weekend if I can get to everybody on the list faster. Because it all depends on how much time I have. I don't plan on doing much at Fall Summit besides doing Webelos Woods work.
So you
And
know
that-
me, I'm a planner and I need. I need paper.
You'll have it by Monday at the latest, I promise.
If a parent wanted to, that's not staying for the weekend, wanted to just come down for Saturday. is
That's
that-
a great question. It's the same thing as what happens if you want to go down. Which is a great segue. Come in, check in. And then let me know what you're doing. Now, it also depends, right? Is that parent a Cub parent?
Yeah.
Or is that parent an adult? Or that's what the truth. Different rules, right? Anybody's parents that want to come down, I'm probably gonna have to refer back to Jesse and some of the others. Because if you're registered with the troop. Right, and if they don't have a.
but if they're not staying overnight was the prompt, right?
That's what I'm asking, 'cause I don't know that question. Do you? If they just want to come and visit for the day, because the BSA camping overnight policy says that they have to be registered.
Right.
And have their, no, it says they have to have their wife and keep.
No, if
No,
they're
I'm
Scouts
talking about-
BSA volunteer adult, they need
Yeah.
to be registered. If it's a Cub Scout volunteer or an adult, if they are with their blood relative Cub Scout, there is an exemption for them to not be registered. So but that's all overnight. That's all overnight specifically. If they're only visiting for the day, I don't think any of that applies.
I think.
So I'll double check and make sure nothing's changed, but I haven't gotten an update on that rule. I believe it's still the same as last year.
Yeah,
The one rule is you must check in at the office.
Yep.
Come onto property.
absolutely. We need to know that you're there.
Check in, check out, it will be at the office, well, it won't be in the office. I do not like being in the office, I will be in the dining hall, right next to when you first come in. You'll see me right over on the left, that's where I was set up last year.
We'll just
That's
call
where I'll
that
be.
Jay's office. That's Jay's office then.
That's my office.
All right, that works.
I don't like being in that office.
I think this is that the official sign in, sign out book is fully filled out, and then you should. Be fine.
Okay,
Cause if it's like Camporee, everybody had to be registered to be on property
Hmm,
as an insurance issue.
You're also on a non-capital.
yeah, and it's also Scouts BSA almost exclusively, right? We
Well,
had a few visitors, didn't we?
But we had a lot of Webelos who
Oh,
were there just for the day,
okay.
because
But we also.
our
Yes.
understanding
We
was
also have
They
to-
cannot stay overnight. You're correct.
Right, the great thing about where we've been in Camporee, it's got the bridge, so anyone that comes across the bridge, we can
Yeah,
check
check them
them
in.
in and check them out, yeah, the toll gets.
it helps to have a troll.
so, speaking of checking in and checking out, another thing I want to address that we haven't really addressed yet is driving privileges. If you have an EDA or something that requires a mobility access issues, please notify me ahead of time. That way I can give you a special pass. I'll have to figure out, well, because like, for example, Ed Harris, or not Ed Harris, Ed Henson, I'm gonna give an all access pass because he's gonna be doing things back and forth, like getting campfire ready. But most people, I only want to give access going one direction, and it's either from your campsite early in the day down to the dining hall, and that's it. And vice versa. At the end of the day, if you need to go back, drive back to your campsite, we'll work on those on a case by case basis. So I need to know who those people are so I can help. I already got a couple of emails and I've worked with them. But for the majority of you, I haven't gotten any other requests. So if you do have anybody that needs to that has mobility issues and that needs assistance or have a vehicle, let me know. Or if they just need to be driven around, I could probably have Ed do that because that's what I had him do last year.
Question from online. Oh, go ahead, Jim.
Staying on the day visits and back to ILLS. So if someone wanted to come down just to spend Saturday, and my understanding is campfire needs to be part of ILLS. But they've already done overnights. I don't know if they need to stay for the overnight portion. Do they have to pay for the meals and how is your registration, given that it's closed?
I forecasted it into
Okay,
the budget.
because typically lunch is included in the course,
Yeah.
but dinner wouldn't.
It was suggested that we charge $5, and when I was looking at that first, when I looked at last year's numbers and I did a projection. Like, okay, we can eat that cost.
Mhm.
So, but if we had like 50 or something, like that, that'd be a totally different story, right?
Mhm.
But we're talking a small number. So
Usually
I
like
didn't get
1,000
to,
people show up.
yeah, I mean, and then next year, if we do get a huge spike, especially now that they're requiring all adult leaders to be trained, and I know that training is gonna be really pushed.
Mhm.
We might have to reevaluate that next year and then just add it to the cost going forward.
Because unfortunately, my camper is going to be after.
Yeah.
Registered, the charters are.
Yep.
Which you're gonna start pushing more and more people to be trained.
Yep.
Also, I already got it as one of the key three, I already got to say, oh, by the way, you know, you have this many leaders not trained. Like, yes, I do, and I'm working on that.
So a question from online. This is a den leader, bringing in some Cub Scouts. The den leader needs to go home with their scout on Saturday, asking if they need to hand off the official den leader status to another adult in their group, or if it's going to be kind of like your group is here and you have enough adults, everything's fine. How does that work from your perspective as running this?
Okay, so, I would recommend that situation, that as long as the leadership coverage is appropriate.
Right.
Then we should be fine with it.
Okay. And
I just
enough
need to know
adults.
who that contact is. So if the adult leader who registered goes home, I just need to know who the next point of contact is.
Okay.
Because if there is an emergency or we need evacuated, we need to talk, I need to know who to talk to.
Okay, so when they check out to say,
Yeah.
this is the primary contact from my
Yeah.
unit at this point. Perfect. Thank you.
But that's the whole main reason for that, because if we do have an emergency, and it did, I'll get to you in a second. Back in 2017, we had a flood.
Yes, we did.
And Lisa DeCosta was our district executive, we had a council team, we brought all the adult leaders together, had a big conversation. That's why these kind of things are important, right? We need to know who the contacts are. And so then we're not expecting that for our event. I'm just saying, these events do happen. There's a precedence for it, so I just need to know who the adult leader is. And if you do pass that responsibility, I need to know who that person is, so that way, if there is an emergency, I can contact that person.
Quick one online. Some of the parents are wondering if they can bring siblings as they are single parenting that weekend. And I'm typing the response now that siblings that are not yet Webelos or of Light are not eligible to attend the event. Is that accurate?
That is the question that we've been addressing at the council level, and yes, because it's inappropriate. What we are looking to do, Nick, we're talking about it, we're still in the talking stages at this point, is a coveree with Spirit Lake
Okay.
event.
Yeah.
For them. So we're talking about reopening that and then shadowing them and then maybe having the district where we do a coveree for our district, but that wouldn't be till like 2026 or 2027, because there's logistically things you have to work out, right? Where's it gonna be, kind of location?
Right.
Jim and I know,
And
because
I
we
don't know
went.
why you keep looking at.
Because you get stuff done, Jim.
No, the same. You and I are the same, right? 'Cause I lead Webelos, you lead, you lead,
Whatever those people are.
yeah. Camporee. So yeah, we're talking about that because that is one of the things that our program is missing, the recovery program. Because only thing we have for the Cub Scouts realistically is 2 camps in the
Yeah.
summer. And that's it.
Yep.
So we are looking into that. We are trying to, but it won't be this year. We're gonna see if Spirit Lake will let us attach or go with them and then try to see. Tentatively, I am looking to start that process, but I don't want to particularly lead it because it's another event to lead on top of the fact of being a Sea Scout leader, a Boy Scout leader, of 2 different groups. Just a little more than I want to chew on it. I don't mind setting it up and starting to get all the pieces going with it, but
Once again, you're looking at me, so.
well, I'm looking at you because you and I are the 2. Eventually, I hope they have be a 3rd one over here and I can look at both. But that's the thing. I mean, so there are a lot of. Yeah, she did. I apologize.
Leaving Saturday night, do we get to bring cars into the campsite? Also arriving Friday, do we get to bring the car into the campsite?
I do realize that there are some folks who will leave. Yes, I just need to know when you're gonna be in camp. I prefer if you did it while most of them are at the campfire program. If you, so that way you avoid a lot of the issues, but if you can't, or if you need to come in early, just let me know. The other time I'd ask is that you do it when most people are eating, so if you have to, like, if you get done with dinner a little early, then go out that time, because trying to drive when a bunch of kids are on the road is not an easy thing. I'm flexible, I'm willing to work with you. It's just if you are gonna drive with a bunch of kids, then we'll have to talk about a couple things like, hey, make sure you drive slowly, you know.
I don't want to be driving when there's kids on the road either.
Yeah, nobody does. Quick clarification on that sibling thing, and I want to get your take on it between you, Jay, and Jesse as well. When the sibling question, can I bring a sibling that's not registered or not a Webelos or of Light? What if it's an older sibling that's also not a registered scout? I believe the answer is it's not an event for them. Is that correct?
Because this is meant to be a recruiting event for Webelos to kind of.
Yeah.
Just get a feel for the troop program. If it's someone that would eventually be a scout anyway, I could maybe see about making an exception for that, but I would rather them join some other type of event that's built for the public to come
Right.
in and join, because there are other events it does for exactly that.
That's a good point.
I hope that answers their question.
I did. These are getting complicated. Thank you for entertaining them.
We would love honestly to have the younger youth, but we realistically don't have the capacity for it, and we don't really have a program for them.
Well, it's one of the reasons why Jeff has been really pushing the Cub Fun Day and trying to get a lot more Cub focused events. There used to be a lot, right? There used to be the Mom and Me, the Dad and Lad, and the Parent and Pal, and a bunch of stuff that the council involved, right? And they were great because they were plug-in events. You could have your Cub Scout pack say, hey, you want to join, come try this first, and then join our Cub pack. We don't have that right now. And so having those locally would be great, even if it's just our district putting it on.
Another great one would be like university scouting for them to go to.
Yeah, something like CYL, but for younger.
Well, CYL for them, but I'm talking about for the parents that are interested in learning more about the programs, right?
Oh, for sure.
For their kids.
Yeah.
University scouting is a great one.
Absolutely.
For that opportunity. But to answer the question, I hope, we don't have an answer right now, but we are hoping, one of the things, like I said, is a recovery program, then maybe another district program. We'll have to talk about that at the district level.
Yeah.
Some more. We've had preliminary talks, but we haven't really finalized anything yet. I hope that answers the question. So
Yes, it
there's
does. So
something
she says,
coming,
thank
it's
you.
just not yet.
We, to be clear, we struggled with the same thing with U of S,
Yeah.
that we have CYL for the scout levels. And we were trying to find something for basically like a Cub day camp kind of thing. And it was just, we couldn't make it happen. It was really hard. You know, it's in the same way that at Fort Vancouver a couple of years ago, we had a Cub fun day, I forget what they call it, Cubbery, I think, right?
Yep.
And it was great, but it took a lot of effort to put on, and to have that, it just takes a lot of energy, a lot of somebody to plan it for 6 months like you guys are for your events, and to think about what's going to be. So
Well, just so you guys know, it's like, we have, like I said, 6 months for both of us, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't mind setting up that initial for next year. It's
Yeah.
just, we'll need to find an adult who's willing to lead that event
absolutely.
and chat on, because basically what I did when I took over this person, I took over for Tony Merriman. Tony, and then Tony, I shadowed him 1 year, and then I took it over the next year. And then I'd like to do something similar, right? If you guys do want to step up, it's not as scary as it sounds or looks, it's just, you know, I know Neil's had plenty of experience, he's for Sea Scouts at his own district level kind of event, so it's like, it's just getting out there and actually doing it. It seems like more work than it truly is, but it's really rewarding. It's just a matter of organizing and getting everything planned. And then, of course, your meeting. Anybody else have any questions? Didn't you have one earlier? I didn't. Okay.
No.
All right. You have any more questions online?
Nope, I'm just following up on that one last thing.
Okay. So, check-ins. Please. Don't show up any earlier than 6 o'clock. I prefer 6:30. The reason for that, is most of my staff will start getting there about 5:30-ish, 6.
Yeah.
You know, I'll have a couple late stragglers, because a lot of kids don't get out of school till around 3.
And
so
so
they
it's
need
around
to-
it too.
4:30.
This one-
4:30.
4:30.
If it's a Cub Scout thing,
They
they're
get out
only
now.
visiting during the day, they're not able to stay overnight anymore, is my understanding. Here.
Yeah.
So
Is that
please try to keep it around 6:30 as much as possible. I want time for my staff to come in.
Check in at the cafeteria or the parking lot.
Parking lot, that's the next one where I go, so please check in around 6:30, so come in with your cards, there'll be somebody at the gate. I don't know if it's gonna be yet, that's on the program side, but I promise you the OA will have people up there. Years past, I've done it, my kids have done it, so there'll be somebody that'll live the experience, will know what they're doing. The gates will be open,
Still too deep.
so just remember when you get there, you're not gonna need your med forms then. They're just gonna say, oh, are you here for staffing, or, you know, they're gonna find out. But the other thing is, there's another event, so make sure you tell them that you're here for Webelos Woods. Cause there's another event at Camp Clark. So if you tell them, make sure to tell them, oh yeah, I'm just here for a scout event. They're gonna look at you like, okay, then they're gonna ask you more questions, right? Just you say, hey, I'm just here for Webelos Woods, okay, go to the left, right? They'll point you out, or they'll.
So,
tell you,
so is it a scout event at Clark, or is it? It
"There's
is.
another event. You know what the one at Clark is?
No, I don't.
Well, last year was fun because it's something completely different. It was like
Yeah.
a whole different thing.
I don't know exactly what it is. I was told that there are gonna be people there. We can't send them.
Cool, that's fun. Somebody knows. That's not a scout event, Jen.
So
No,
here's the
last
other thing.
year, wasn't it a wedding?
Yeah.
Trailers.
Is it a wedding?
So trailers. I want all the trailers in the over parking lot. So I will have somebody drive around, probably Ed. He did last year for me. I really utilize that a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you, by the way. You know, that's why I think he'll have an all access pass, because we'll have to have somebody, so once you drop your gear off, go up to the upper parking lot, I will have somebody there to bring you back.
So when gear gets dropped off on Friday night.
Yes.
The vehicles come in, so we got a canopy and some tables and material stuff.
One vehicle per
One
unit.
vehicles can come down. Is it gonna be crystal clear where our spots are?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, if you're asking for a sign, no. but you'll know where your campsites are.
Not
And they'll be on the
campsites, not
map.
campsites, where we're setting up our program for Saturday.
Yes. It'll be clear too. That'll all be out on Monday.
Cool.
All right, so, but as far as the campsites go, right, so when you first get in, you're gonna check in. Ms. Dana Fowler is my registrar. She's really great at it. She's been doing it for years. She will sign you guys in. You'll turn in your med forms in. Is she still here? Oh, she
She's
left.
probably with the chapter.
Oh, okay.
She's probably carving a pumpkin.
No, Jones will be our nurse, so both of them will be there. They'll check you guys in. And then we'll allow one car to go, the others will park. All trailers we're asking to be in overflow. And I will have somebody that'll go back and forth and pick you guys up as needed. The gates will roughly close around 9 o'clock at night, but there is an intercom button. I will have a radio. The ranger will have a radio. And so we'll be able to communicate and get you guys in. We'll let you know what the code is if it's after hours. Sometimes they go till 10 o'clock, just depends on how many vehicles. If it starts really slowing down at 9 and maybe like one vehicle every 10 or 15 minutes, I'm gonna send my staff in. Another thing that's different this year is we're doing a movie on 2 different nights. One, the Cub Scouts will be invited to at Cracker Barrel. Both movies will be G-rated. All right, so just to let you guys know, they're gonna be G-rated movies. And the second night will be for the troops only, because we kind of know that what happens is a lot of the Cub Scouts will get tired the second night and they want to go to bed. And the troops will want to do Cracker Barrel and go back out. Anybody have any questions about that?
Do you need a copy of Follow Me Boys? Because I got you covered on that one.
Is that G-rated?
It's G-rated scout related. You've never seen Follow Me Boys? Who's seen Follow Me Boys? Come on, help me out here. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, the reason I asked that is because a lot of the old ratings have been re-rated.
Okay.
Like a lot of the
Not-
a lot of the classic Disney's. And like, a lot of them, like Sesame Street, for example, the first few seasons are rated R. I'm not joking.
Really?
They're rated R because of the cultural sensitivities and things like that. So that's why I'm asking.
Oh,
I just need to make sure that it's still a G-rated movie.
you're in charge, Jay.
Huh?
Song of the South, yeah, we're gonna skip that one.
No, yeah, can't do it. No, so yeah, that's gonna be the thing. If you want to do Follow Me Boys, I'm gonna talk to you later.
Okay. I can throw them.
Anybody else have any other questions?
So are you doing campfire Saturday night?
Yes, but I'm not doing it personally.
But the movie is after campfire.
Yes.
Got it.
So that'll also be Cracker Barrel. That'll be just for the troops.
Sounds like fun.
So it's a nice way that the troops just want to get together and come down and watch a movie. If you don't want to watch a movie, that's fine too. You can go back to your campsites. I have not gotten an update from Steve yet if there's a fire ban.
So-
Traditionally, there isn't.
2 updates from Val. Sorry to interrupt you, Jay.
Please.
From Val, and I quote, "We are sharing with Bros and Hoes again this year."
That's because she was the one that told me. I just couldn't remember
Yes.
what groups.
So there was a whole bunch of trailers too going to was it Clark, I think?
They're going to
Yeah.
Clark.
And Val would also like for everyone to remember, we need to get I've got to go, no, gosh darn it, here we go. Sorry, one up. We need to make sure we have copyright permission since admission is charged to the event.
Copyright.
To view a
Movie.
movie,
Yeah,
there is,
it's not considered a home viewing.
There's.
And so whatever we would have at home is usually just a home viewing license.
You don't want to get in trouble with the FBI and Interpol.
thank you, Val.
In years past to do it.
That's for Jay to figure out. Thanks, Jay.
Oh.
No, it's like from like, it's Wanza or something online.
Okay.
Okay,
It's like $150 or something.
there you go. Look at us
I
solving
paid for the
problems.
license.
We can talk afterwards.
Yeah, definitely.
We can't register for all.
All right, so anybody have any other questions? Because I know we're getting,
Getting there. I think I got the building till 9, but it'd be great to wrap up because
that's what I'm saying, so. this is the last
Thank you, Jay.
question, because the other thing is like a checkout will still be the same as last year for the troops.
Mhm.
Clean out your areas, clean out your program areas. You'll be assigned an area. It'll just be, it's gonna be no different than years past. And then you guys will just check out with me when it comes time. Just send either your SBL or adult, somebody, just send somebody saying, hey, that you're ready. The other thing is I will have scouts out and about in the field or staff members to try to clear you guys as quick as possible.
Update from Val, Scouts has permission for Follow Me Boys. Scout Jam and October Skies, apparently. That makes sense, because that was part of the Wood Badge program. Yeah. I feel like I've watched that with you.
I don't own.
I think I do. I don't think it's G. I'll connect with you, Jay. I got a collection. Well, you know, yeah,
It might be more appropriate for the 70.
It might be perfect for Saturday. 'Cause
that's true. This is a
the
very
other thing
team
you could
building
do is
thing.
I could have everybody that comes in fill out a waiver just to watch a PG movie.
That's up to you.
Umbrella, like.
Oh,
Well, general guidance, I don't need their.
council
waiver,
events
but
and
a
training.
PG is a waiver form.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying.
Are you starting to understand why we don't have a movie?
Interesting.
But you wanna know what the number one feedback I got was from last year's? Where's the movie? Why don't we have a movie? Why don't we have a
This is
movie?
you?
And they're all from quality.
Mm.
All from quality. All the feedback I got is like, we need a movie. You didn't give us a movie this year.
Movies are fun.
I will give you a movie.
We watched a movie in 17 with Webelos Woods with the 4 inches of rain. I forget which one it was though.
Atmospheric river.
Yeah, and it was like midnight and
It
those
was
cubbies,
poetic.
yeah, whatever it was.
And we discovered that when people leave and you do the emergency thing
Yeah,
and they don't check out, you still have to walk the entire
Yeah.
campground to find them.
yeah,
So
In the rain.
check out before you run away, please.
yeah. Please.
You're
It's
able to lock
not
that.
fun when you have to have your staff going out and looking for people. You're gonna find out they're not even there.
Yeah,
To mention atmospheric river.
yeah, nobody say those words.
Yeah, we should be fine. All right, so I'm gonna turn it back over to Gordon, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay.
All the gritty details are so important to get on it out. The legal stuff, the minuscule things that just need to be done, and that's why, one of the reasons why this roundtable is so powerful. The brain trust is here, it is us. Thank you for. Is there a question, a general question that you need help with? As in the roundtable open question, is there?
I don't have a question per se.
Yes.
I just want to quickly plug that I've been part of a Portland to Coast relay team for a few years and we're down a bunch of members. Anybody's interested, come see me.
Wow. So is it the walking or the running?
It's the
It's the walking,
running, yeah.
okay,
So if you're a good hiker,
all right. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank
We're
you,
done.
everybody.
Have a good
Yay.
time scouting.